Look at this. Look at this bitch. Look at this shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. Oh shit. I shockingly, on the eastern shore of Maryland on an island, had one of the worst crab cakes I've ever had in my life 2 weeks ago. It was terrible. Everything else in the meal was good, except you can fuck up a crab cake really easily.
You can fuck up a crab cake, but an island off the eastern shore sounds like a place to not fuck up a crab cake.
Legit.
Like, I would expect to go to, like, Park and Dine in Hancock and be like, I knew this is going to be a fucked up crab cake.
Yeah.
But
fucking Blue Ridge Summit in fucking Pennsylvania. Oh, I got a terrible crab cake. Well, no shit. But not on an island where it's dependent tourism is, the wildlife and the beaches right there in Ocean City and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was runny. Like, the outside was over fried and a little crisp and burnt, but it was, like, runny and blandish.
Really?
Something.
Yeah, I'd say Lindsay's was fucking perfect. Like, of course, I was like, can I get a bite of that?
I have to make you guys my world famous crab pretzels sometimes. They are tremendous.
Ooh, crab pretzels.
It's
like that.
What's as exciting as a crab pretzel, sweet deliciousness, savory, is a brand new episode. Tannen, the reset button. Welcome back. Snuck it in on you.
Oh, yes, you did. Snuck it right in there.
I hope
you looped it up a little bit.
I hope you guys had good crab cakes at this Thanksgiving time of year. If you have crab cakes at dinner, hope everybody's holiday as well. Sorry we didn't get an ep in. Been super busy, but I did get to see Tannen's play. Tremendous job. Not even exaggerating because he's my pal. Knocked it out of the park. I was truly blown away. What a performance. What a magical, whimsical night that was. Tannen, how does it feel now that it's in the books? It's in your rear views. Your first ever top of the bill. Is it relief or is it sadness or a little bit of both that it's over?
Definitely a mix of both. I got teary-eyed when we were striking the set. But I think also, like, in my head, I was like, we only did 7 performances. Like, with all the work to put in leading up to it, I could have done 7 more and then been satisfied, been like, I'm fucking finished with this. Like,
why? That's just something I asked my wife. Why wasn't it more than 7?
Just community theater, and also every performance, they had to pay for the rights to use the script.
Gotcha.
So it was still money out of their pocket for every night that was lined up. So, yeah. That's just why, and that's any community theater, really. If you look into it, like Maryland theater places don't give a shit that much, but they've got the money to back it up. But I mean, this is a complete non-profit, performing arts group. So,
well, Tannen, now's the time right now if you'd like to, because I think they're tremendous and deserve it. You'd like to shout out both your screen mates in there, castmates.
Oh, my castmates? What?
I'd love to have them on one day and just shoot the shit about the experience you guys doing Orphans.
Oh God, yeah, dude, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. The troubling thing is, I think Judas completely died. He didn't even come to the after party. Like, he was seriously. We did the Q&A, and he's like, "I'm out. I'm done." Like, not trying to be a jerk, but I did my time. And, I mean, it was understandable. Like, everything to each their own. I'd say Matt would be more willing to come on the show than shoot us.
Matt's the guy that looks like Sami Zayn, right? The long hair redhead kid.
Yeah, the one that played Treat.
See, that's the one I.
Oh no, Matt. Yeah, Matt's the one that played Philip.
Philip, yeah, that's the one I really wanted in my heart anyway. So that guy seems nice. He was really nice. when I met him
Yeah,
afterwards.
and just complete hell of an actor too. Uh, he definitely like God, there was just times where all the physical shit he had to do with running around the stage and acting like this ADHD person, and I hell, I'd be winded from like running downstairs and getting changed and running back up.
Women's
Great, there's guys.
shoes.
Yeah, great, there's guys are like 12 years younger than me, so but yeah, no, it was definitely bittersweet at the end.
To see you on stage physically pull a weapon on someone was something that's ingrained. And you guys don't understand because you had to be there to see it. I could only get a little bit of video out of respect. We weren't supposed to, but I said fuck it. Paid my $18. God damn it. I was just like, that's the moment. Tannen pulling it out all smooth, Reservoir Dog style. But man, yeah, I'm so glad my wife and I came, and it was teary eyed, and I see old friends from high school. It was a great turnout from what you're telling me. All the nights had a pretty good, turnout. A lot of old pals, and
all of them went really well. And
you want to go down the list to every pal that maybe showed up? Shout them out here.
Nah, we don't have to do all that.
All right.
A lot of pals. But yeah, you bring up me pulling out a weapon for God's sake. My biggest thing, and the biggest thing I was excited about was dying on stage. Like I was just like, oh my God! Like when I didn't know that when I auditioned for it.
And I was at the show where it affected one of your kids from your class. Like he was there, and you had to talk to him for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I had to take him outside and calm him down.
So I like to think that I was at your best performance that night because of that. So
you were definitely one of the better ones. That was a good one.
What was the biggest? A few more questions on it, then we'll move on to gaming, guys. I promise. This is kind of a big deal for Tannen. What was the biggest quirk or blooper or fucking botch you did, and you just couldn't save it, and you just had to move it along?
Oh man, see, that's a tough one. Because every performance, something different happened, whether it was me or somebody else that did it. We just had to pick it up. Which that happens, that's why you get good castmates, because somewhere somebody stumbles. There was one night, the line that I was trying to get out of my mouth was debilitating diseases.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say debilitating. I was like Porky Piggying it. So I'm like, the bullet, and I'm just like, horrible diseases. I feel like my third time of trying it. I mean, that's one of the biggest ones that I could think of. And then there was a couple of times like, either I would have to like throw out like feed a line, or somebody would have to feed a line to me. But like very rare, especially the last few performances, did that happen. But yeah, no, I mean, biggest blooper. What really wasn't any, like, we didn't have any like prop stuff. We did play pranks on each other. Trying to get each other to laugh at some points, especially the last performances, which nobody, none of us falled for it. There was a rumor at one point, Judah said that the last performance, he was going to actually slip real bourbon into one of my drinks. It was iced tea, but he said he was going to like switch it out for real bourbon. He didn't. But when I went to take a sip, I was expecting it.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Beth and I wondered in the actual fifth bottle if that was actual whiskey or not.
Oh, in the fancy glass?
Yeah.
Like
no, not in the glass, and like the actual fifth, the bottle in the back stand.
Oh no, yeah, none of it was real whiskey. Because I would have gone for that at least once.
So here's something interesting that happened on our honeymoon trip. Speaking of the movies and stuff, we went up to the Lighthouse Tower tour on the trails there at Cheek Island and Azteek. And while my wife was using the bathroom, I saw in between these two rocks, it looked like $100 bill. So I went over, I picked it up, I got super fucking excited, right? Of course. I look at it more thoroughly, it says copy. When I flip it over, it says property of the motion picture company.
Oh, yeah. People do that all the time to prank people. We would have people come into the pawn shop try to hand theirs off.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I
But,
made it. My wife made it. She had just as much fun as I am, and really proud, man. Can't wait till the next one. Any news on what's coming up next, possibly?
um, no, the next one that I'm going to audition for isn't going to be. I mean, that's not even going to premiere until July of next year. And it's Dial M for Murder, and that's even if I get the part. But that's the only one that I know I'm going to go out for. After this, like I was like, I'm taking a serious break. There's a musical for anybody that's local, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. I was asked many times to audition for that, and I was just no, not a musical, and not after what I just did.
What's the other local troupe I saw on Facebook that was doing like Henry VIII or something?
Hey, there's a few of them. I mean, right now they're doing Midsummer Night's Dream. That's coming up. The Playmakers are doing that. And then there's ACT, which they do all kinds of different stuff. And then of course there's the Washington County Playhouse, which they just did Misery not too long ago. Huh. And had I known about that, I would have gone out for that.
That needs to be a fucking musical. Right.
I would have loved to play Paul Sheldon because that would have been fucking great.
The one last thing I want to talk about your thespian thing. I want to do it as a surprise on air because I don't know if you knew this. You know Barb from your troupe, older lady. She's been there for years. She's helped Barb at the Playmakers. Yeah. That is my stepdad John. That's his aunt.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't know that till Thanksgiving. So there
I'll
you
be damned.
No shit, right?
Oh well, here's another interesting fact. So Tom Doty, who was my director for Orphans, he was just in a movie with Brian O'Halloran.
Oh yeah,
from Clerks.
Yeah,
he was in a movie with fucking Dante. He just got back from a film festival. They like premiered it, and he told me, he was like, yeah, I was in this movie, like not acting like it was a big deal. Then I looked at the casting. There's Brian O'Halloran right there, like with him, and I'm like, you were in a movie with fucking Dante. Awesome. As much as I talked about Kevin Smith, and he never brought it up one fucking time.
Wow. Well, it's like we said on episodes a couple years ago. Our buddy Tim was at like a con or something and smoked a cigarette with the casual guy just shooting the shit. Turns out it was Kevin Smith. He had no clue.
Yeah. It turned out it was fucking Kevin Smith. Like, Jesus, that story right there. Well, no, Tim called me while I was smoking a cigarette. He's like, guess who I'm hanging out with right now? You know, who's that guy that you like, Silent J? He's like, God, just fuck you, Tim. How's that sound?
Tannen, for the past 6 years or so, I want to throw myself a bone for once because I didn't even mean to do it. It just became a habit. I always ask you first what you've been playing. I'm going to do it to myself. What I've been playing this week. Well, first I picked up 13 on the Switch, the first-person cel-shaded shooter from the GameCube PS2 era. I picked that up. I know it came out like a year or so ago for all systems. At first, when it was launched, apparently it was shit, and they did a bunch of, quote, patches and fixes. So I picked it up. It was on sale. It was $8, so I figured, whatever. I love the game. It's one of my favorite games from that era and favorite first-person shooters ever. Boy, time did not, do this game that well as far as the story. It's a shame that the cliffhanger ending, we never got a proper payoff with another game, really. So there's always that. Glitch fucking mania. My God. I've clipped it if I might throw it on here and splice it. I have been in a canyon in a gunfight and I've fallen through the floor and the frame rate, whether you're docked or undocked, is abysmal. And this is a game Tannen from like 03. There's no excuse.
What I'm thinking in my head is, though, because I got it for GameCube when it came out originally and loved it. I thought it was an amazing game originally, and I never ran into bugs like that.
No.
Like,
it was one of the more fluent console shooters at the time, I feel like. That was one of my favorite go-to like LAN parties type games. I haven't had a chance to do the 2-player LAN, obviously, because I can't find a fucking person to play it with me on couch, maybe until you come over. But I've tried online. It's dead. Nobody's playing this shit. And for good reason. I'm at this like the second to last act in the game. I figured I'd get my $8 worth, but it's been a trudge. And I have tweaked every setting known to man. Like I said, dock doesn't make a difference. They just fucked it up. And maybe I equate it to, yes, all the backgrounds now are more, fleshed out, quote unquote, and rendered betterly. The cell shaded charm of it is gone, obviously, because of just all the games we've seen in modern times now. Back then, it was mind blowing. Now it's just kind of like your standard norm for an indie game, any indie game. I feel like. Don't buy it. Don't spend more than like $3 on this remake. Super fucking disappointed.
It's sad. Because it would have been one of those ones that I would have wanted to check out. But I tell you what, though, I myself have been playing a remake.
Well, we're going to get there in a second because I spend playing at least 20 minutes on where we're going because I'm going to drop some footage and everything. But real quick, I also there was a huge sale on Switch last month, and I bought an indie game. It was called Moon Raider. It came out 2 years ago, apparently. I'd never heard of it. I don't know if you did. It was $2. I said, fuck it. It's Metroidvania-esque. I love this game. This is the gem I found right here. It's your dad was like trapped on the moon, and your mom was an alien, and they made it and made you, and you're this girl, and it's very Mega Man Castlevania-esque with some tweaks. My biggest complaint, there's no map, but you can get around that for $2. It's great. The soundtrack is fucking amazing. It's old school retro 8-bit style. Fantastic. And I've also, one more thing, I've never played the legendary cult games, any of the Arc the Lat games. And from what we're about to talk about with you for the next segment, I really got me, I was bitten by the RPG bug. I hadn't played one in a while. Strategy RPGs have always been my favorite style of RPGs in any era. I'm just a strategy guy. So I figured, fuck it. I've been playing the very first one. Absolutely enthralled, love, nerd boner, whatever you want to call it. How did I miss the boat on this? Why weren't these games more popular? I don't know. They did release a collection of all of them in '02 for the PlayStation 1, so more people got to play them. But for me, it's about to pass Shining Force 2. And I can't wait to play Arc the Lad 2 because I've heard that's even better. Tannen, I know we talked. You don't really remember them, but you like playing them, but you remember them. I'm just really glad that I was curious and started playing because that's all I've really been playing in my free time.
Wow. I just Arc the Lad. This is it's a crazy thing to go back and visit. God, the shit that I've been hearing about Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes. Man, apparently I've literally seen multiple takes on that. One of the greatest experiences of my life in gaming. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I know. I really want to check it out. Here soon. Finally getting into that new gen. Coming soon. And that is one game that's on my list. Of course, like I'm getting an Xbox to get Starfield. And I hear a lot of people already say it's so split on that game. Like some people love it, some people hate it. I think I'm going to enjoy it.
I've just seen a lot of meh on it.
Well, another one though that I plan on getting that Dead Space remake, of course. Like that's
what
that's a fucking given.
Yeah.
And gonna get Hogwarts Legacy. So me and my gal can sit back and play that together. But then another one I'm really looking forward to. Time Magazine recently gave Alan Wake 2 a Game of the Year award. And again, I see it so split. Like you see these people who were like original Alan Wake fans that absolutely love it. And then I'm reading all these other people's and I feel like they're just like opinions. And I hate to sound like an old man. Younger people's opinions on this fucking game. Some people are calling it like gameplay wise, The Last of Us ripoff and all kinds of shit. You know what? If it gameplay wise is up there with The Last of Us, holy shit, then it's gotta be good. What the fuck are you bitching about?
Apparently, from what all I've seen is that it's like terrific writing. Great environments. I'm seeing a lot of good more than bad on it.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about comment sections. And on that note, I really don't care about comment sections.
Fuck them.
Because what I've been playing, I did go out and I got myself Super Mario RPG remake.
Boom! Nuclear bomb just dropped on this show.
Oh, holy shit! It's fucking great.
But wait, Tanner, not to cut you off before we talk about it. You guys take a look at the trailer. right, that's the trailer, man. I don't have it yet, but I knew from the past couple episodes you were all over it. Oh, let me, before we get into it at all, how many hours in are you?
Oh, I just got where I left off before we left for the weekend. Just finally got Princess Peach added to my party. So, like, pretty far into it at this point, though, because she's really your last party member.
Pros and cons, Tannen.
Okay, pros. Improved graphics and music, cutscenes. There's stuff that when I played the original game, I didn't really realize what they were trying to get across as far as imagery went. In this one, though, there's just certain things that I'm like, so that's what I was supposed to have been seeing these last, I don't know how many years. Because I just replayed it not that long ago when I got the SNES Mini.
Right.
Yeah, I replayed it all the way through on that, and still like was just I guess just confused on what the game was trying to say in a way. Um, so yeah, all of it improved. A lot of people that are claiming that it's just way too easy or even easier than the original, I beg to differ. Um, like I said, just played the original 2 years ago, played it all the way through. I don't see any difference in the difficulty system. Now there are these new, uh, I guess you could call them like special limit breaks in a way. That yeah, they will fuck an enemy up. But if you want the challenge, just don't fucking use those. Don't use what's added. You have the option to not use them, so
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, it was always an easy game. It was definitely always meant to be like an introduction to turn-based RPGs for a younger audience. I'm playing it on normal. I can only imagine how easy the easy mode really
The
is.
only parts of the game I ever struggled with in childhood, teenhood, and adulthood are sometimes I get lost on levels maze-wise, but other than that, shit.
And even those were easy to go. What I can't wait for is to face off against that. There was that one secret Final Fantasy boss.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking forward to going up against him because he was tough as nails in the fucking original. So I can't see them changing that or making it any easier. Again, if I don't use the special limit breaks, but like, why would I not? And the
Yeah.
cool thing about those is it all depends on your trio that's in your party. When you can use those and how you use them.
Right.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm definitely giving it a 9 out of 10. Just like I would have given the original. It's not the best RPG ever, but I think it opens up a door for an actual sequel as well, and not I love the Paper Mario games, especially 64 and Thousand Year Door. The newer ones not so much. I mean, Color Splash kind of sucked, and then Origami King was just I don't even know how you would describe that. It was a whole other different game from the originals.
I have Superstar Saga.
The Mario and Luigi games,
Yeah.
yeah, those are great.
Yeah, I have that one for GBA.
Yeah, those are awesome games. They stick more to what Super Mario RPG was. Um, but I still I think the idea of this game actually getting a sequel and then bringing back the characters, after this, you never heard anything out of Mallow or Gino. That was it,
So
and
were
they
they
just left it alone.
Square Onyx characters or were they Nintendo properties?
I think they're still considered Square Enix characters.
Yeah.
Square's name is still on the title screen,
Right.
though it's not so pushed. In the original one, SquareSoft is what pops up
I don't think
when you pop in the cartridge, but in this, it just says Square Enix like in nice little letters at the bottom, and I think that's just to attain the rights of the characters.
people who
Uh,
weren't there at the time, even us as children, realized how big of a deal this was when Square and Nintendo came together for this IP crossover. Yes, so yes, they've done it before with all their Final Fantasies on Nintendo systems, but to have it Mario was It's like the first time you saw Smash Brothers was being announced for the N64. It was just a little kid gaming wet dream. It's one of those
Yeah.
moments, man.
Well, that's also like you're talking about too, just big companies working together. But it's up there with Rare working with them, with the Donkey Kongs and everything. It still was a thing.
This has to be, in the 20 plus years we've been friends, for as many rooms as you've called your domain, and I've seen your games laid out and how they're set up, this has to be in your top 3 favorite games of all time. As much as I've heard you talk about, as many times as you've beaten this game and continue, and if they make a bigger remake than this, you'll even buy that and beat it, I'm sure. This has got to be in your top 3 games, I'm sure.
I would put it in my top 5. Um, my top 5 SNES games, most definitely. I don't know about my top 3 games of all time. That's really pushing it. I'd have to think about that one.
That shocks me because I know how much you love this game. So those other 3 games better have apple bottoms. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, like I said, this game for me, Super Mario RPG was a great way to finally understand what I was doing wrong the entire time playing turn-based RPGs before.
How does it make you feel when you see hate directed at this game online from people and their takes? What do you think about that? What do you say to those people?
Fuck them.
That's what I thought you would say.
Those are just people that they just don't want you to have a good time. So they just want to, oh, you're having a good time with this. Let me piss on it.
Actually, you should consider playing a good game for another 16 bits. You ever heard of Sword of a Million? Much better time.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic that it's out and you got it before the holidays came. Keep enjoying it, my friend. Here's something else a lot of people enjoyed. I'm in between. Finally, a day early. God damn it, finally. Because I've been maybe the biggest thing I've been sick of in gaming of hearing about is this trailer. This upcoming quadruple A fucking release.
Before you segue into that, because this is going to be a big conversation here.
Okay.
I'm really surprised you're not pointing out what else I've been playing recently. Because I'm surprised you're not like, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked you've become so obsessed with this.
Is it because I can't? Oh! Somebody got bit by the wrestling bug. Go ahead, Tannen.
Yeah, so yeah. But all the ones that I've been playing, it's WWE 2K20. And I'm upset that because I watched the graphical comparison between 19 and 20, and 19 looks epic, and 20 just looks like shit. But yeah, like I got obsessed with making these custom characters. I mean, I got Jesus, I have Ronald McDonald, I have Bert and Ernie, I have fucking, God. Here's the thing too, all the shit like is so unlockable. Like you can earn gold points now or whatever to buy everything. That like I basically have almost everything unlocked. And God, who else does Santa Claus?
You're talking about the
Easter Bunny.
You're talking about the generator pack. If you spend the accelerator, if you spend $5, it just unlocks everything. I'm guilty.
Yeah, but even that though, like I don't even need it. And it's like I woke up with like 100,000 points in my game.
Well, you asked me my opinion with the next one. You should wait till you play 22 or 23, man. They're fucking phenomenal. They took a year off. There was no 21. That's how bad 20 is. They completely revamped the engine for the most part.
Yeah, well, I mean, it all went into hiatus bullshit too because of COVID and stuff. So like I get why they had to take a break from it. I understand that. But yeah, like at the same time too, 20. The bugs are hilarious. So like I was playing as Santa Claus. I was playing as Santa Claus one night, chasing Jesus around the ring, and I got stuck in like the announcer's pit, and just like I could reach out, but my legs wouldn't release. Jesus had to finally come and like clothesline my ass to knock me out of that glitch, like, and to get him to come over, like he just was standing there taunting me up on the stage, and I'm just like, come on, Jesus, just give me that.
Mighty Messiah.
Yeah, and of course, like I've got it set for like Ronald McDonald is just a horrible, dirty ass fighter. I can't remember who I gave his moves to, but like he really his moves are all cheap. He's all over the fucking place. I got the announcers talking shit on him right away too. Like, oh yeah, hopefully he doesn't flex that ego this time as he's like getting in the ring.
You got to make
Um,
Stanley Spornak, man.
well, Ronald McDonald's opening is what's his face? He's like throwing the pancakes out to the crowd because I couldn't find anything else food related.
That's great. That's fantastic. They're hotcakes,
But
though, I guess.
yeah, but yeah, they're hotcakes. Yep,
Well,
there's your big breakfast.
I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. So
Yeah, well, I want to take a break from it though, and I want to get the newer one because I want to make more advanced looking Santa Clauses and Ronald McDonald's for the future.
hell yeah. Well, let's do it, Tannen. GTA 6. The trailer finally came out about 3 hours ago now in real time, a day early.
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
There was a girl I knew. She said she cared about me. She tried to make my world the way she thought it should be. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold, but love is a long, long road. Yeah, love is a long, long
Well, look who's back. The only way we're gonna get through this is by sticking together, being a team. Trust?
Trust.
It looked exactly like I thought it would. It's just 5 with a stronger engine. There's real. We finally figured out flamingo physics, so thank God. I mean, I'm still in the camp of I played so many of these games at this point. I don't care. Like maybe I'll get it one day, maybe I won't. It's not on my big to-do list, and it like we were saying off air. I completely feel the same way. This didn't do for me what my first glimpse at Red Dead 2 did. I didn't get the tickle. I did not get any tickles in my penis at all.
Yeah, Red Dead 2, that trailer blew me the fuck away when that came out, and I was like, holy shit, like I can't wait for this. This, though, on the other hand, I'm like, I mean, great, yeah, the facial expressions and stuff did look really good, and I will say, like, even the street shots look pretty good, but like, it still just looks like a GTA game. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel like I was. Oh, I can't wait to play this storyline. Even with GTA 5, like when that trailer dropped, I was like, I can't wait to play that storyline because they were going through all 3 of the fucking characters and their little points of views, and it looked like a whole different game, you know. And GTA 4, when that came out too, like I bought people, sold people, like holy shit, like dude, that also sounded. This one though, it's like we're a couple and we're robbing a convenience store.
Hey girl, let's go blow this bank. Yeah. Now, to be fair, and usually I would say, guys, it's just trailer 1, but they know the salivation of people for this IP and this game. People are still diehard playing 5 to this day. 10 fucking years later. You could have done a little more. Come on. But they know what they're doing. They're swinging that big old hairy dick all over everyone's faces, knowing they have more footage, knowing they have a narrative story trailer like that, just waiting to drop. And people are going to eat the shit up. The game's going to sell 1 billion fucking copies either way. You know.
Well, here's the thing too. Earlier this morning, a different trailer dropped, and it was like a tech demo, and it was showing like just strictly the shadowing and the environment.
But that came out to be fake, you said?
Apparently, or that's what they claim, and they ripped it down. But I'm like, but then I watched the new trailer, and the new trailer like didn't have, of course, the same exact shots. but similar. And it didn't, to me, that trailer didn't look fake. I was more impressed with that trailer, the physics one, than I was with this stupid story trailer. Like, they could have just showed us, like, the world
Yeah.
and then maybe a little bit of a narrative and dropped it. But, like, this, I just, you trust. Do you trust me? Like, just, and then, like, the shot of them walking into the fucking convenience store. Man, when we saw the GTA 5 trailer, they were fucking robbing a goddamn bank. And not only that, heisting it. Like, you know.
This comes off
and it was
like a lame, basic-ass, middle-of-the-road, rated R, fucking...
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, like... Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde, Romeo and Juliet, fucking Star-Crossed Lovers bullshit story that I'm not interested in.
Selena Gomez and Zac Efron are at it again.
Oh man, I was about to make it even worse. It's J-Lo and Ben Affleck just in another outing.
Yeah. Actually, make that a game. Fuck it.
J-Lo and Ben Affleck robbing a 7-Eleven.
No, we're spending. You know, companies are spending all these millions of dollars bringing out games like this middle of the road looking narrative. From all accounts, so far, it looks like. When they could be spending fucking millions making remakes of good games like Balloon Fight and shit like that. I got my wife to play Balloon Fight this week. She fucking loved it. She loved it. And she doesn't like games. She loved Balloon Fight.
I mean, it is. Balloon Fight's a fun game.
There's money to be made that's still on the table. That's all that I'm saying with the fighting balloons, Tannen.
You're comparing apples to oranges.
And it's better than. Do you trust me? Come on. Come on. Any other thoughts on GTA 6, Tannen?
I do think it does look like it's going to be a beautiful game as far as, like, you know, the shots that they showed of when you're just walking through Vice City, and it looks like it's going to be huge. Oh, excuse me. And just, God, it looks like fucking Florida. I'll give it that.
Right.
I'm really wondering though, like, what was with like all the like point of view of the cell phone TikTok video things? Is that going to be a huge part of the game? Is that going to be part of your missions? Is making TikTok videos? Because if it is, I ain't fucking buying it. That's for goddamn sure.
You know it's going to be. You know it's fucking going to be. Fucking kids.
I love how in 5 they made fun of that shit.
Right.
They made fun of that shit so bad that you assassinated the guy using a selfie. You called in basically to Steve Jobs.
Michael's daughter was involved with it.
Yeah. And you blew his fucking brains out by like calling the cell phone and making him pick up during his tech demo. Like, they made fun of all of that shit, and now like I feel like they're just going to be playing into it. But that's another thing though too. You know, the guy that played Laszlo in every GTA game, he's walked away from the team. He's not involved in this one.
Right. And
he was one of the main creators since 3.
They need to go big with that kind of replacement if they're even going to bother. But I feel like these games need that caricature-esque character.
Well, I mean, they're already saying, like, I read something too where what was it? The CEO said $70 isn't enough. You got to buy this game, but they're thinking about like charging people just to play it. Then after that,
oh yeah,
look
what they've already done to just Mortal Kombat 1. Like, it's already with all the DLC over it's almost $150 with everything right now. Imagine what they're going to do with 6.
It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, you know, like it's one of those things. I'm to the point in my life where I have everything back cataloged, and I'll just wait.
Dude, I was bored the other night. I threw on Turbo Graphics and I played Magical Chase, and life was still fucking good.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm playing Super Mario RPG, man.
Let's talk.
I'm fine.
If we're done with. I think that's it on 6, right? Because there's one more big one thing that I think we're both really interested in and look really good I want to talk about.
What's that?
Did you see, I hope you did, the Fallout trailer for the upcoming series?
I did see that.
Sign me the motherfuck up, Tannen. This looks great. This looks fun. This looks not what I expected.
Very intrigued on this series. Well, I didn't think they were going to take it. Just fuck it. I like the fact that it's more in a desert setting, and it feels more like it's like they're kind of pandering back also to the originals that took place out west.
Good. Because I loved
Versus like,
4, but that was a fear, and my buddy Rob and I were talking. The guy that does their art, Broken Ops, G Plug.
mm,
I didn't want like the baddies and the landscapes just to feel like it's about 4. I want it to be a
yeah.
hybrid melting pot
Well,
of Fallout. Like,
three, I still love. I think three's landscape is always going to be my favorite, and I think mainly too it's because it was so local for us. Like,
yeah, especially 76. Holy shit. Fucking Harper's Ferry? Really? Let's go kill a dinosaur in Harper's Ferry.
but if you put threes and 76's map together, like we can hop in a car and drive a half hour and be in three's map. Like not even that, you know. Like it's fucking
That
crazy.
needs to be a
It,
vlog one day, like a road trip for the channel.
I mean, even State R is like, you know, one of the main, huge part of fucking three. You know, like, but yeah, we could drive into DC and like take comparative pictures. You know,
There
oh,
you go.
you know, like, yeah, not to dox this, but, you know, we've already talked about the fact that we live an hour away from DC. Like, you know, so that whole area, Rockville, all of that, like, is right there.
Burkittsville.
Burkett's, yeah, fucking shit. Yeah, look, yeah, I love when people in commentary sections get in arguments with me on Burkittsville's location,
Yeah.
and then I point out where I'm from, and then they just delete their comment. Like, listen, David from Iowa. Like, I grew up 15 minutes from there. Shut your fucking mouth.
Exactly. Before we run long this week, though, the synopsis, it looks really good. It looks fun. I hope there's a great balance with fun and seriousness. And you don't have to reference every direct character in the show. And I don't think it's going to. I just can't wait to start getting my nails under it because you know what happened? Just like you with Andor, I was all in it, right? I think I may have stopped around you did just because we switched some subscriptions around. So now I stopped like towards the end of Andor. So this is a series I want to finish. I did finally just finish Only Murders in the Building, the best show on television.
How did you like that show? Really?
I think it's
Okay.
fantastic.
All right. Okay.
I watched this documentary with my wife the other night on Max. Everybody with Max, the Mother God documentary. Tannen, did you catch that one? The 3-part docuseries.
Wait, is that about the woman that starts the cult
Yes,
and gets those college kids in on it and shit?
and she slowly kills herself over time by drinking colloidal silver because she thinks it's a remedy. And
Yeah. I watched that shit.
oh my god, and that's real, guys. That is not an SNL parody. That is real.
Yep, that shit actually happened.
Unbelievable. So yeah, but it looks like we've both been watching a lot of good stuff too. So that's awesome.
Like I really haven't. Like I've been trying to get in a lot of stupid Christmas movies, and I
I know that's coming. I'm trying to get in these now because I know the wife's got the arsenal ready.
Well, I mean, you know, like, you know, I guess I put the good up with the bad. Like we watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation already, which that's a given. You gotta watch that every year.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I watched on our trip. I was cooking breakfast, and everything was on streaming on that TV. And I found Batman '89, and I put it on
Yeah.
while I was cooking breakfast. Ended up watching it, and then like came to the conclusion, and yeah, fight me, Returns is better. And
Oh, I totally agree with that take. I don't disagree.
well, a lot of people disagree with me, and then Returns immediately came on after that, but like I couldn't get back to it. I still need to watch Returns because that is definitely a Christmas movie.
I feel like it is. I feel like, see,
What do you mean you feel like it is? It takes place at Christmas. There's Christmas trees.
you know what we need to
There's-
do for our next episode? Our next episode, we need to have each of us our own top 5 Christmas movie lists and compare. And we're not going to have like, oh, this is the ultimate. We're just going to see what our lists are.
Gotcha.
We should do that. I know ones that she likes to watch. I do like White Christmas. We watch White Christmas. For some reason, we watch Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. And
I remember you guys watching that one.
and the big one, you got to. It's not even technically a Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. You got to.
It is a Christmas movie.
It's Christmas for like the last 15 minutes.
He goes to kill himself on Christmas fucking Eve, and the rest of the time they're talking about his life, but technically they're talking about his life for the entirety of Christmas Eve. It's a Christmas movie.
Lethal Weapon is more of a Christmas movie because even in the beginning of Lethal Weapon, in the office where all the cops like cubicles are, they have little Christmas decorations on their desks. And the final scene, Lethal Weapon, Jingle Bell Rock's in that movie, one of the big songs. And the very last scene, Martin Riggs and Gary Busey have a fight to the death on a lawn with houses with Christmas lights, and it's snowing and stuff. Yeah.
We might have to subgenre this shit, do like action movies that are Christmas movies.
Nope, we're just doing 5 and 5. We're just going to see what happens. We're going to let the fur fly, Tanner. The Christmas fur.
All right, well, speaking of Christmas, then, on that note, let's get to our Game of the Week.
Our Game of the Week feels like it was a year ago now. I remember enough of it. I did go back the other night. I hate watching myself usually, but I had to remember playing Batman. It was my turn. Batman Rise of Sin Tzu for the GBA, not the PS2 version, strictly GBA version. Mid as mid can be for me. I think
not bad though.
It's put down material because eventually you realize you're playing the same rooftops with different color swaps. That's it.
Yeah, I've played Tiger games that were better.
Now, Jim, our buddy Jim, drink a beer, play a game. Good guy. At the wedding, Tannen drank his ass off with him. We all did. He put in the comment on the video I did a Let's Play of it, oh, it's a panning camera when you move to the left or the right. He really hates that in games, and he hates that in Neo Geo games with like the scaling. That's never really bothered me. I actually didn't notice that until he said it. But other than that, I thought the music was that staticky, shitty-ish GBA music. It's loop and boring. The combat, Batman punches like he's underwater. It was pretty bad. There are gadgets. The batarangs do work. That's what I ended up using most of the time in the jump kick. The glide and the double jump work when they want, and they're wonky. But it can be a where the fuck do I go game. It's easier. It's harder than it should be, but it's a pretty easy game. I just didn't feel like playing it anymore. I could fucking beat it probably. I would say graphically it looks fine for a GBA game, you know. You could do way worse for Batman games on handhelds, in my opinion. Tannen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's comparable to Batman Forever in a way, as far as gameplay goes.
Which version?
Super Nintendo.
Okay. I think it's a little better than that. Step.
Wow. Okay, I was saying equal, but okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, comparatively, like I do get what you're saying about like the background swaps and stuff, and it was definitely just a small cash grab to sell the GameCube version. In the PS2 version, it was just like, oh, here you go, kids, with your handhelds, you can have this.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, end of the day, I wouldn't call it a bad Batman game, but I wouldn't call it a great. It's just there. It definitely it's a $5 bin game
for sure. So like comic nerds, and I immediately think about Buddy Joe Poise, who does listen to this show. They're gonna come at me. Was Sin Tzu a major part of Batman lore? Was he a big villain, or was he kind of a pushover villain?
Not that I really recall.
Like
and I want to say he was more of an attempt at the animated series more than the comics.
Yeah.
And still, even then, didn't gain that much popularity. Like oh yeah, he's there, and then that's about it.
Fair enough.
But anyways, Jeff Boyce might come back and be like, nah, he's compared to like Ra's al Ghul and fuck you. Like
he's one of the best.
So I never know with Boyce. You know, like sometimes he throws me curveballs, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, okay, I didn't know that.
Shout out to you, John Boyce, and shout out to I cannot remember the nice couple I met at Tannen's show. They subscribed to the channel. If you're listening to this, that was me. So, I'm gonna give out of 5. I'm gonna give Rise of Sin Tzu a 2.5. That's just how much fun I had. It was so fucking mundane.
I'm trying to think of who you met at the show.
It was the guy you thought was Joe Stoudemire and his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's amazing. What do you rate this game out of 5, Dan?
What? On a GBA scale?
On the Tannen scale for this game, I don't know.
But as far as a GBA
Yeah,
game goes,
yeah. Yeah.
I'll give it a 3.
That's fair. That's a fair score. I said. Now, we didn't do a Thanksgiving episode like we said. Super busy with stuff. The game I would have picked for you. You ready? It was going to be Pocahontas for Sega.
Asshole, I was going to do Pocahontas for you, but guess what?
What?
It was going to be Game Boy.
This is a bro moment right here. Are you serious? Pocahontas? Oh, Jesus. This
Fucking not kidding.
We have reached a new low.
And you know what? I didn't really look into it too much, but I'm sure. I think I would found that Pocahontas 2 also had a Game Boy game, and I think I wanted to slap you with that one.
I think that one's on PlayStation 1 also, which we could have done too, because I have that. So, oh my God, the Poke Boys. It's your pick this week, Tannen, and you got something up your sleeve. You were saying,
Yeah. And I want you to check this out. From what I've seen, I want to check it out myself and actually play it. I watched it's Nightmare Before Christmas, The Pumpkin King for Game Boy Advance.
okay.
It's a prequel to Nightmare Before Christmas.
Of course
And
it
so
is.
far,
Of course, this is that era in like the mid 2000s. We could just have like they thought they learned their lesson from shitty movie tie-ins in the NES era. These are all like there was a Pirates of the Caribbean one on GBA where it's a prequel, and Jack has like a turquoise bandana. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
well, this one actually looks pretty decent. And also, this was released around the same time as Oogie's Revenge was,
Okay,
which is a good game. So,
we'll see.
yeah,
I'm a little bit excited for this one actually. Could be all right.
It looks the intro and everything looks good, and like when they try on the GBA and they actually try to deliver you something good, they're really trying. So don't cancel it out just yet. We'll play it and see with the hit detection and just like
Rise of the Pumpkin King. Is that what it is?
I thought it was just called the Pumpkin King.
Nightmare Before Christmas, Pumpkin King for the GBA. Our game of the week next week. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here this week, Tannen?
I
think we got all the juice.
Yeah, I think we got all the juice we need.
Really glad to have you back, my friend. Really glad that your little tour of Orphans is in the books and a success, and I can't wait to see you on stage next time. Shout out to our buddy TJ, as always, who would have totally been there, front row, throwing flowers on stage. But I hope we took enough video and photos for you.
TJ would have loved it.
He's still got your poster hanging up.
And follow your dreams.
Kiss, kiss. Until then, follow Tannen at OTannensBomb on Twitter. And follow me on Twitter at ResetButtonPod. Hit that red button down below. Subscribe right here, the reset button. Check out brand new episode just went up. Our wrestling show, Slam Pigs Podcast with my brother Mike. Check it out over there. And Horrors Hibiki, speaking of TJ, my horror channel on YouTube. Chopping in horror movies and everything in between. That's it. That's all I got. That's the reset button. Woo! I'm spent. Now I'm going to go play with my dogs. Until then, Tannen, see you later. Oh shit!